This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Stacy Jensen. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900.
Welcome to News 25. Today is Wednesday, December 29th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Stacy Jensen.
Well, there is light rain and snow on the Mountain Springs Highway 160 pass. The road is currently open. We wanted to let all of our radio listeners know right now what the driving conditions are like out there at this time. An investigator with the State Fire Marshal's office is back in Pahrump looking for the cause of a deadly fire. One person died when a travel trailer caught fire late Tuesday night on Ashley Avenue. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue Chief Scott Lewis says it appears the fire went undetected for a period of time before the 911 calls.
A little after 11:30 last evening, we were dispatched for a report of a structure fire in the south end of the valley. This part of the valley does not have a fire hydrant system. As crews responded, we could observe a large glow in the sky. Arrived on location to find a fully involved travel trailer, fifth wheel style trailer, located on the side of the property within a fenced area. Heavy fire conditions. It was extending to a Connex box. The investigation revealed that there was the possibility of one person unaccounted for. The nearby primary dwelling was also being evacuated. As crews investigated further, we found that firefighting efforts were hampered by discharging ammunition and also venting propane next to the structure. Crews commenced what we call a defensive exterior attack, which means we placed water from the outside. The building itself was untenable. We could not go inside. It was quickly knocked down. Crews then went to a primary search and found that an occupant was in the building and had not been able to egress out. The nature of the call is under investigation by the Nye County Sheriff's Office, Pahrump Fire Rescue, as well as the State Fire Marshal's Office. There's every indication at this point that the fire went undetected for a period of time until the residents of the primary dwelling observed the glow and the fire conditions, and then initially went out there to see if everybody was in, and then called 911. Crews had a quick response. The nature of the investigation is suggesting most likely an accidental ignition source, and looking at the probability of possibly space heaters used improperly in the structure. The primary dwelling was not an immediate structure exposure, but it was an exposure nonetheless, and there were occupants that were egressed out of there. One of them required medical assessment for a respiratory, and then was transported to a local hospital. There was indicators that people were occupying other travel trailers located on the same property. The Connex container was an immediate exposure, and that fire did extend into that. The crews did a great job, quickly suppressed that fire, but it had a lot of personal property stored within, so they had to keep refocusing on it throughout the night. None of the other exposure structures were damaged. They were protected very early on.
In just the last 6 weeks, 4 people have died in 4 separate fires here in Pahrump.
And Nevada Governor Steve Sisolak says he's ordered flags to fly at half-staff in memory of the late Senator Harry Reid. The order would apply to flags flying on state grounds. It begins Wednesday and will last until sunset on the day of Reid's interment. Reid's family says the former U.S. Senator died Tuesday following a 4-year battle with pancreatic cancer at the age of 82. Reid underwent experimental surgery in 2018, which brought him into remission for the deadly disease. Reid served 30 years in Congress and 12 years in Senate before retiring after severe eye injury. The Las Vegas airport is now named after the late public servant.
And John Madden, the Hall of Fame coach turned broadcaster, has passed away. He was a soundtrack to the NFL games for 3 decades. He died Tuesday morning at the age of 85. The league said he died unexpectedly and did not detail a cause. Madden gained fame in a decade-long stint as the coach of the renegade Oakland Raiders, making it to 7 AFC title games and winning the Super Bowl following the 1976 season. He compiled a 103-32-7 regular season record, and his 759 winning percentage is best among NFL coaches with more than 100 games.
And at least 20 people were injured when a Greyhound bus crashed and rolled off U.S. Highway 70 in central Utah Monday night. The Green River, Utah bus was on the way to Las Vegas with 38 passengers when it veered off the highway for unknown reasons. The injuries ranged from minor to severe. All passengers taken to an area hospital are expected to survive. Utah Highway Patrol is investigating the incident, which resulted in the bus on the side 100 yards from the highway. Utah Highway Patrol says the roadway didn't appear to have too much snow on it when the crash occurred.
And the Butte County Sheriff's Office reports that a Nevada man has been taken into custody following a year-long investigation into child sexual abuse. In December of 2020, Butte County Sheriff's Office detectives were contacted by a victim who reported continuous sexual abuse that occurred over several years. Detectives identified the suspect as 40-year-old Morgan McDowell of Fernley, Nevada. McDowell was previously a resident of Oroville, California. During the investigation, detectives interviewed multiple individuals in Central California and Nevada. Detectives say they located corroborating evidence. The Butte County District Attorney's Office has charged Morgan McDowell with the following felonies: 2 counts of sexual penetration with the victim under the age of 14, 1 count of sexual penetration with the victim under the age of 16, 5 counts of sex with a victim under the age of 18, and 2 counts of oral copulation with the victim under the age of 18. On the evening of December 15th, McDowell was arrested by U.S. Marshals here in Nevada. The Sheriff's Office is asking anyone with any information about this investigation to contact Detective Mary Barker at 530-538-7671. We'll return in just a moment with more news.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
And welcome back. 43-year-old Jeffrey Dungo from Henderson has been arrested after fleeing the scene of an auto versus pedestrian crash that occurred early yesterday morning around 4 a.m. off Charleston Boulevard in Las Vegas. Video showed a 2019 GMC True Cutaway box truck leaving the scene after striking a pedestrian in the roadway. Police say the unknown named pedestrian entered the roadway and was hit by the vehicle, sustaining fatal injuries. Dungo is facing hit-and-run charges related to the crash.
And a wanted fugitive from Utah is caught in Mesquite. Now he's facing nearly 100 additional charges. Brad Francis has the details.
On December 22nd, Mesquite Police Department detectives learned that 35-year-old James Phillips, wanted in Utah for a parole violation, was possibly staying in Mesquite. Detectives located Phillips at a hotel, and while taking him into custody, they observed evidence of criminal activity inside his hotel room. Detectives obtained a search warrant, and while searching the room, they discovered methamphetamine, heroin, and evidence of a check forgery lab. Police say nearly 90 checks had been forged and written out to Phillips, ready for deposit. Detectives say Phillips was also in possession of a stolen moving van that was parked near the hotel room. The Mesquite Police Department says Phillips of South Salt Lake City was charged with 58 felony counts of forgery, 27 felony counts of possession with intent to utter fictitious note, 7 felony counts of attempting to possess identifying information of another, felony possession of heroin and methamphetamine, felony possession of a forgery lab, felony possession of a stolen vehicle, and fugitive from justice from another state. Police say due to the felony charges, Phillips was transported to the Clark County Detention Center, where he awaits his day in court.
And tips from the public helped Nye County Sheriff's Office detectives locate a man suspected of burglarizing several vehicles and stealing another earlier this month on Pahrump South Side.
The Nye County Sheriff's Office says tips helped identify the man in these photos and surveillance video as Eric Burdett. Now, Burdett is under arrest and facing a number of charges, including attempted burglary of a motor vehicle, grand larceny of a motor vehicle, conspiracy to commit grand larceny of a motor vehicle, 3 counts of burglary of a motor vehicle, and obtaining or possessing a credit or debit card without the cardholder's consent. On December 8th, detectives responded to a report of a stolen vehicle in the Mountain Falls community. Security cameras captured an unidentified male and female with a dog around the vehicle. Authorities say that same man returned a short time later and took the vehicle. Video and photos of the man and woman were posted to social media, and tips helped detectives identify the man as Eric Burdett. During the investigation, detectives also identified Burdett as a suspect in 3 other automotive burglaries. While conducting a search at Burdett's residence, officers located a backpack inside a vehicle that the owner said Burdett had access to. The sheriff's office says that backpack belonged to a juvenile in the Pleasant Valley community whose vehicle was burglarized. Burdett is also suspected of other auto burglaries in Burson Ranch and Mountain Falls.
Well, Clark County officials say that the new year is a great time to think about emergency preparedness. Emergencies, by definition, are unpredictable, but there are some key steps you can help to take for yourself to make sure that your family are safe during the event of an emergency. Smartphone users can download the Southern Nevada Community Preparedness app to receive emergency alerts, safety tips, weather notifications, and other information. They say residents can also get a disaster supply kit for your home or car for you and your pets. Also, you can make a plan. Family members may not be together when the emergency occurs, so it's important to plan in advance how you will connect with one another, be informed, and understand the types of disasters that most likely will occur. For a complete list and the links, you can go to our local Pahrump Facebook page.
All right, the Nevada Department of Education wants to expand access to science and technology programs for K through 12 students. They're investing $4 million to make this happen. Brad Francis has the details.
The Nevada Department of Education is investing American Rescue Plan elementary and secondary school emergency relief funds to expand access to STEM and robotics programs statewide. STEM is an acronym for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. In partnership with First Nevada, the department will move closer to its goal of securing a robotics program in every school that serves K through 12 students in Nevada. FIRST is an acronym for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology. Governor Steve Sisolak says inspiring Nevada's young people to develop technology-based skills and interests will ensure not only success for our next generation, but economic vitality for the future of our state. The partnership between the Department of Education and First Nevada will help support robotics team retention and enable First Nevada to increase the number of robotics teams statewide. The department says students who participate in FIRST programs develop skills to become the innovators of tomorrow, such as improved problem-solving skills, conflict resolution, cooperation, time management, and strengthened communication skills. Before the pandemic, First Nevada programs reached half of Nevada's school districts and over 3,000 students and teachers, including 270 robotics teams. One of those teams is right here in Pahrump. Awkward Silence is enrolled in the First Tech Challenge program.
I gotta say, it's hilarious, some of the things that go on in the background of doing news. We're reading from our scripts and we're kind of reading from a teleprompter. We had a little bit of technical issues with our teleprompters, and so we got our paper scripts here. So you might see us doing a little bit of a hiccup every once in a while. It's we're doing the best that we can right now.
It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna roll with it. We'll be back with more news right after this.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, Dr. Schwartz from Cleveland Clinic talks about pain in the neck as it refers to video games.
We've continued to see more, neck-based injuries typically because everyone's on their phone like this. Everyone is typically playing like this. Poor ergonomics with screen height. We see neck pain. We see a lot of back pain as well, headaches.
Dr. Drew Schwartz is a chiropractor for Cleveland Clinic and the eSports medicine team. He says many of these injuries are avoidable if you take the right precautions. For example, the 20-20-20 rule can help with eye strain. Here's how it works. Every 20 minutes, have your child look at something 20 feet away, preferably with green space and natural light, for 20 seconds. You could also set a timer to remind them. He says regular breaks aren't just important for their eyes, but their neck and back too, so make sure they're getting some movement in. They could do jumping jacks, yoga, or another activity that they enjoy. And don't forget about posture. Dr. Schwartz says how someone is seated will differ depending on the type of device they're using, but in general, it's best to sit in a supportive office chair at a desk.
If you're playing in a general area, living room, then we want to look at it's more of a flexed over, elbows on knees posture. And sitting on a more supportive chair. So I'm not sitting on a couch that adds super comfortable, but adds no support or does not support my body at all. We want to sit on, if we can, an office chair would be great.
Dr. Schwartz says if your child starts to complain of pain or discomfort for an extended period of time, you should take them to a physician to get checked out. It's better to address the issue early before it becomes something serious.
And for today's Save a Pet, we're back in the cat room at Desert Haven Animal Society. This is where we meet another cat ready for adoption. Darby O'Donnell Westerman has more.
Hi, I'm Darby here at Desert Haven Animal Society, and today we are joined with Godiva. Godiva is a 5-year-old female domestic long-hair kitty, all gray with these beautiful grayish, green, goldish color eyes. I would describe them as like a mint green. Beautiful kitty, so fluffy and sweet. Godiva came in with her sister after their owner passed away, so she's just looking for her forever home now, someone that she can go and cuddle with and meow to and get all the treats from. If you want to come and see Godiva or any of her friends here at Desert Haven Animal Society, you can give them a call, 775-751-7020, or you can look them up on their Facebook page at Desert Haven Animal Society.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Taking a look outside. It's beautiful out there.
Oh, it's going to be a little bit of rain and a little bit of possible snow.
We'll find out more right after this break.
News 25 Weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios on a wicked wet Wednesday. Started off all right. We had some sunshine, some beautiful, morning time, and then all the schmutz rolled in. It's going to be like that for the next couple days anyway, and lots of wetness coming at you. So wicked wet Wednesday, but let's look at everything that's happening throughout the state. Fernley, Fallon, Carson City, you're in the low and mid 30s. Tonopah, Goldfield staring at you jealously from the basement at 28 and 29 for highs today. Beatty all the way up to 30, 80. 45 in Amargosa, 51 in Las Vegas, and out to Death Valley, California. Just a scant 54 degrees. But here in Pahrump, look at us. Woo, 42 degrees. And if you can stand that, you don't have to stand it for much longer. It's just going to get a little bit worse. A low tonight of 40 degrees. Winds out of the southeast to 9 miles per hour. Look at all that humidity, 73% as the sun went down on another day at 4:37 p.m. It'll rise again. Anew at 6:54 tomorrow. Won't that be lovely? A high of 46 and a low of 41. We only get 5 degrees variance in the day. I guess that's winter. South-southeasterly winds to 11 miles per hour. And as we head on into the week, yeah, we see steady rain Thursday, Friday, and it looks like it's kind of tapering off on Friday. Saturday, Sunday, clear skies are expected. And we'll be back with a new fresh round of clouds on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But nobody's talking rain yet. Temperatures increasing throughout the week from a high mark of 46 right now to a high of about 53, so we're picking up a good 10 degrees. Won't that be nice? All right, and a sunshiny weekend. Looking forward to all of it. And back to the desk, here's Deanna.
Well, thanks so much, John. We are talking about the pass up there, and they are saying that there's a little bit of rain, there's a little bit of snow, but it's not bad. Completely passable right now. Not a big accumulation of anything. Of course, NDOT getting out there as they can, putting the slicing out there, which is...
Yeah, I saw the snowplows actually up there ready to go. They were getting them ready.
There you go.
So traveling, make sure go nvroads.com or star 511 on your cell phone.
Or even the Facebook page, Pahrump Road Commuters Report. Everybody has some videos and things like that up there. They're saying a lot more snow tonight, and so that might be affected. All right, we'll see you back here tomorrow. I'm Deanna.
I'm Stacy Jensen.
Good night.
Good night.